Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Between Generations, A Life in Two Voices. We're excited for another awesome show and a very special guest. Angie Isata is a licensed hairstylist with over 20 years of experience, specializing in hair extensions and bridal styling. She's also the founder of Hunnigoldhair, her own premium hair extension brand that reflects her commitment to quality, beauty, and innovation in the industry. Originally from Maryland, Angie has spent many years serving clients throughout Northern Virginia, where she is known for creativity, profession, and meticulous attention to detail. In addition to her work in the beauty industry, Angie is a licensed real estate agent with a passion for house hacking and helping others explore smart, strategic approaches to home ownership and investment. A devoted mother of three, Angie loves traveling and spending quality time with her kids and close friends whenever she's not working or exploring business opportunities. So, without further ado, welcome Angie to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Thank you. This is amazing. I'm going to turn it over to my mom to start the discussion. And yeah, let's see where it goes.
Hey, Angie girl.
Welcome. Hey. Long time no see.
Yeah, right? All right, so let's get started. My first question is there a certain candidate for extensions? Since we're talking about extensions here.
Yeah, for hair extensions, I would say there's probably not one specific candidate. I think there's probably two specific candidates. If you have your hair is thinner and you just want to feel fuller, like a lot of people's hair as we get older or even younger people have it where at the ends it's just feeling too thin. You want to fill it out. So you can go with your length and just have the style that fills your hair out. Or if you want to be a little extra or bougie, then you want to do the length, and there's two different styles that you're going for. So some people want to just do the length and go all in and have hair down their back, and I think it depends on what you're looking for. But either way, you're going to boost the confidence.
So what are the lengths? Are there specific lengths that you sell, or what are the lengths?
So for me, my brand, as of now, I only have 18 inches and 22 inches. But I know that I really could order more from my manufacturer and add more to my brand. I think you could probably only go as low as 14 inches, which is still modest. It's pretty normal size. If you get a bob, you start it's just a filler length that's not too long, but for shorter hairs, it'll just help fill your hair in. All the way to at least 24, maybe a 26 inches. So you're hitting your pants at that point.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of options there.
Yeah. And so they come in different colors, obviously. So you match the color of the person's hair, and then what if they have dye in their hair? What if there's highlights?
So highlights are not bad to match at all. Honestly, blondes might be kind of easier because I have so many different colors of blondes that I can mix a few different wefts. The beauty of my weft hair is that I can mix and match, and I can grab one weft of this color blonde and one weft of that. So similar to brunettes even. I can kind of mix and match to get the right color. I did have somebody recently that was more of a color correction. So their hair was different colors in each part of their hair. So the roots kind of were different than the ends, and it's very wonky to try to mix. So at that point, it is tricky, and we're going to have to do more work because otherwise it's you're not going to get the outcome that you want to be paying for. You're about to pay for an outcome that still doesn't match your hair. So yeah, usually normal hair, match it easily because we can mix and match the weft colors.
Yeah. And then what's the process of the installation?
Okay. So for mine, since I only have, I have what's called genius weft hair. So it's just a strip of hair that's very fine and very small, nothing super thick and heavy, but I can mix and match, and I can put like multiple wefts all together to match your hair. However, I will go in your hair. I will make a little ring of the little beads, like tiny little squares, kind of beads that kind of anchor the hair down, anchor it close to the scalp, and then put the wefts over top. And I'm just gonna sew right onto that. So that way, when your hair is over top of that seam, like you don't see it. It's kind of invisible, so it blends in like really nicely. And then we add a cut, layers, whatever we need to do, face framing to like make it just blend with your hair. So it's an easy transition.
And then what are we looking for, like time frame? Like when someone's hair grows out, for example.
Okay. Like maintenance wise, is that what you're thinking?
Like when you're like, so do you have to tighten it, or what's the process like? Is like, it doesn't just stay one, it grows out with hair.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, after the initial installation, my requirements are after a sew in, after you get it fully freshly sewn in, you can every 4 to 6 weeks. I like to see them come back. I just do a quick open up the beads that have been anchoring the wefts into the hair. Open up the bead. I can push it up back up to the scalp and kind of do a quick move up. That's every 4 to 6 weeks. After about 2 move ups, sometimes the third that I can get in without it getting too like hairy and wonky or whatever. But I would like to like by the third, fourth move up, it's time for a sew in. So I take everything out, clean it all up, and then I go back in and section everything again, put the beads back in. So honestly, the maintenance isn't bad. It's like every 4 to 6 weeks, you're doing a quick move up. Like after the initial fee of paying for the hair and paying for the install, the maintenance in between is not too bad. So it's a little more feasible. It's more practical for what we expect extension light to look like.
So Angie, are hair extensions damaging, or is this a mix?
I would say it's
Thank you, babe.
for my weft, the beaded weft installs, sew-in installs, I would say for the most part it's a myth. I think there is a way it can damage it, but I think it's the technique of the install. So if you get somebody who's kind of willy-nilly in it, yes, if they're not doing clean lines and they're not like being neat about it, there's a way that can happen. However, I think other techniques could actually be damaging, but I don't think ours can if you're doing it right at all. I haven't seen it at all.
I am curious, Angie. So with that question, then, do hair extensions lend themselves to any type of hair? Like, for example, I deal with seborrheic dermatitis. So for me, my scalp is delicate. So would I still, look great with hair extensions? Does it make sense to get hair extensions, right? Like, how do you deal with that?
If you just have a sensitive scalp, I think of course, I would check your hair out, like do an actual consult, but just to check the situation out. Maybe with you, I wouldn't say you are not a candidate. I would just say maybe I wouldn't do as many wefts on one row of beads. I would maybe space it out so it's like gentler on your hair. I think it could still handle it. It's just a matter of how much. So you can kind of gauge it. Like the consults are important for that reason because everybody has a different density of hair. So like different densities, they have a different product or a different outcome. People that we're all getting thinner with age, but as you get to a certain part where like you're seeing a lot of scalp on top, it does get hard to like blend the hair and blend like these nice full wefts of hair that are beautiful, but if you don't have it on top to cover, like it does get wonky. So, that's like an extreme situation. So that's probably one of the only times where it's like you kind of got to gauge, is it worth it or not? But yours, we just gauge how much we're putting on each row of beads.
That makes sense. Okay. Appreciate that.
And then, so what if there's somebody that has real thin hair on top? Is there, I think it was something you had mentioned that there was, like a topper, something you can order, something else you can order.
Yes. Yeah. So that's my next chapter in this business is to hopefully start doing the toppers for hair, for like the hair that's thin on top, where like extensions aren't going to cut it. They're still not going to, they'll give you the volume at the bottom, but not the top. And sometimes we need specifically at the top. So I do plan on putting toppers, like adding toppers to my regimen, and that way, for the people who have it thin at the scalp, like it will just help fill it in. It works with their hair. It's like um called the fishnet, so it's kind of like a grid where you can put it on the scalp, pay attention to the scalp, but you pull your natural hair through, so it's still very breathable for your scalp. But you can pull your hair to blend it, so it's like a nice natural blend. Because there are people that like sometimes every once in a while, like the extensions, the wefts are just not going to cut it. So it's nice to have. I'm excited to offer like something else that's have an option for everybody.
Yeah, it's another option.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then my daughter had, for a time, had like alopecia, and
Mhm.
there were, she had a little bit of it. So I'm just wondering, like, can you still use, depending on where it's at, you know,
Mhm.
can you still put like a topper on or even use uh, the wets?
Yes. That's actually like it's very nice to have like new modern technology for this stuff because I also have alopecia and I also get my bald spots. It's nice to know that like they do. You can honestly, they have like a little mesh that's like I don't even know what to say it's comparable to, but it's a very light, soft, very breathable kind of whatever. So wherever your bald spot is, you kind of like beat around it. There's a way to fill it in that you can add that mesh, put the beads, and pull your hair through it. And also have like an anchor. So like even if I'm putting wefts on, or if I'm filling it on top, where there is also like a lack of hair for people who are extra thin on top, like there is
Yeah.
the mesh that like when you don't have enough hair to like be a good anchor, you could still like put the mesh on top and add it to like it will be like a nice solid something to hold everything to and keep it sturdy and keep it strong and healthy. So there's options for everybody.
Yeah. What's something most stylists won't admit about extensions?
Hmm. That's a great question. Um, for me, I don't feel like there's a lot of like omittable information when it comes to the weft installs, and I'm not even being deceitful or lying about it. I feel like there's other techniques that scare me a little bit more that I feel like there might be more disclaimers that should be told that they're not told, and then
Yeah.
they get that kind. And like I just feel like certain other techniques have definitely way more of a chance to um pull the hair, like do more damage and you have a
Yeah.
little bit more hair loss along the way. Not permanent, but still during that time.
Well, you have excellent hair. So,
Mhm.
your hair is luxury hair. So it should be, you know,
Yeah.
you're putting in luxury hair in someone's
Mhm.
head. So there really
Yeah.
shouldn't be
Yeah.
any
I
issues.
guess I guess as far as it's not technically an issue. I guess the one thing I've always tried to make sure I tell, like, we always guarantee the hair from 6 months to a year. Usually it's well over 6 months, but the only sign of wear, like I've seen other brands where it kind of can be like get tangly and get dry and kind of damage faster, like pretty fast. But mine after 6 months, the only sign of wear you might see is you start like it can start like thinning out at the end. So you start to lose the length slowly but surely around 9 months or so. Not a ton, but just like that's the only sign of wear that you would see. Um,
Yeah.
Technically, we're supposed to be treating it like our hair. We're supposed to be doing like a weekly hair mask. We're supposed to be doing leave-in protectors, heat protectors, leave-in conditioners. A lot of times we don't do it with our natural hair. So like that's the only sign of wear with my hair. Like it's still styles well, so holds its style. It still does everything. So that's honestly the biggest sign of like age at some point that you'd see it. But that's close to like the year mark by the time you're seeing that.
If you like this content, smash that like button and hit subscribe. That helps Natalie and I. Um, we enjoy doing this and we enjoy viewers. So thank you.
Thank you. So, in that last last topic, I'm curious, Angie. So, like I was saying, I deal with seborrheic dermatitis on my scalp. So, I started about 5 years ago using rye flour in water only. I don't use anything else on my hair and my scalp. What I find is that it's perfect for my skin. Like since I've used it, I have had no problems, no flakiness, nothing. But my hair dries out if I don't add black castor oil or something that can offset the dryness, right? So my question is, would you still recommend for someone like me who likes and has to be very organic with their scalp, would it still make sense to put extensions in? And then, of course, I wash my hair every other day. I mean, I probably could go a little bit longer, but because I work out and I sweat and I'm doing all these things, I have to. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on that, or if you've had any clients that have come in with that kind of
No,
experience.
I think that's one thing to be mentally prepared for if you do decide to get extensions. Like the maintenance it's not a lot more, but wash day and style day is definitely going to be more. It's going to be a little bit more of an ordeal. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry and to style. Product wise, I don't want to say it's like going to be more protective, whatever, because we really should be doing this to our own hair. We just kind of like a little more, um, a little lazier on the every day we take for granted, so we're not thinking about it as often. But I think that would be the only thing to keep in mind. Like it's still worth doing as long as you're mentally prepared. Like wash day is going to take a little bit more time. Like it's going to be a little bit more effort, but it does, like, it still blends nice. Like, it's more about, like, what's important to you. Still totally worth it. You just want to, it might be a few extra steps. That's about it, though. It's not like a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think for me, like, I don't style my hair. I don't do anything to my hair. I don't put any products on my hair. I do nothing to my hair. I literally get up, brush, shake out, and go. So it sounds like, if I were a candidate and I wanted extensions, then I should be able to do the same thing, right? And have the same habits. Now, of course, the look that you want, yes, if you want to doctor it up and make it look glammy and glitzy and professional and nice, yeah, you're going to have to do some work to it. But this is literally me every day. Like, I do nothing.
A lot of people.
But anyways, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So then in keeping on the topic of extensions, why do some of them fail? Why do you think some of them fail?
I think it's a couple things that we already touched on. One of them for Wes, I think the biggest reason that it ends up not working for people, sometimes people are just not ready for the extra few steps. They just don't have the maintenance for it. I've had one girl, she has 4 young children, and she wanted to try them. And she already had a good thickness of hair. So add an extra piece. She was like, I've always wanted to try it. So it's worth the shot. She didn't have the tolerance for it. Like it is. It's like, it's not worth her like sacrificing those extra minutes in her day when she already has a busy life. So it's all like part of the equation of your life and what you can handle. It's not a lot more, but it depends on your schedule and what you're like ready for and the maintenance. But it is a few extra steps, and it is like, even if you air dry your hair to match yours, you let my hair does air dry pretty naturally. Also, like it comes straight like out of the package when I put it in your hair, but it styles well. Like it still air dries like with like a wave to it. You could air dry as long as you get like, you want to get the roots. You don't want it being all like damp near your scalp. As long as you dry that, you can kind of get away with a lot more to keep it simple on certain days. But I don't think I think that might be the only reason that it would fail if it doesn't fit into your life. Maybe for the people that are super thin on top, that it's not doing you the justice that it would do if you had the hair on top and like it had a topper or something, that the extensions just can't fill in, that it's still going to be noticeable. It's not doing its job. Other ones fail for different reasons, but yeah, as far as mine, like that would probably be it. It just doesn't either match your lifestyle or your hair's still too thin on top to where it just doesn't blend enough and you need to do something else.
It's making me think about specifically Rogaine. But there's other products out there that will help with hair growth, right? So what are your thoughts on that? Like, if an individual deals with thinning or if they deal with alopecia, obviously there's really no cure for alopecia, I don't think. I think it goes in waves. But do you talk about that with your clients if they're curious? Like, sometimes they use natural things to make their hair grow. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So years ago, I did my holistic journey, my rabbit hole of all the things holistic. So I never did, like with my alopecia, I never chose the steroid injections. I never wanted to do that. I did research like autoimmune stuff and like what does help. And castor oil is a big one that balances your
Mhm.
pH. So like a lot of people, even when they have flaky skin, this has been proven by myself because I don't have like certain things. I just know like by my heavy research with like autoimmune stuff, um, castor oil balances your pH. So why not give it a shot? If anything, it's going to help. It's not going to hurt anything. Even if it doesn't do fix that, it's still going to be healthy for you. Um, I know that there's a few products that are coming out for like helping hair density. I haven't been paying full attention. I know that they said that it's working, but I think it's that method. Sounds like so far that it works as long as you're using it. And then when you stop, like I think it stops being effective. So it's not like a permanent thing, which is still cool. At least you have an option of like a way to help. So I mean, it's worth a shot. Like try it. I think they're working out kinks, and I think they're probably going to get better and better at finding stuff for people who really are. We're having our hair loss with age and hormones or whatever crap is in our food. That I think it'll get better in time. But right now, I think it's at the beginnings of certain options that are out there. But there are options.
Well, then, you brought up a good point when you mentioned the woman that basically came to the conclusion that it's too much, right? Like it's not a
Right.
sustainable thing for her, right? That is psychological. So, in the psychological space, when we're talking about emotions, what about the flip side? What are some benefits that you hear from clients emotionally about how it changes or enhances their life?
Yeah, that's the majority of people end up with extensions. They like it. There's a lot of people that are really great candidates. Probably 90% of people that are thinking about it are probably still a good, solid candidate for it. It does give it a boost of confidence. Like even, like I said, a person
Yeah.
can have a bob, but if you have thin hair, like the bob still is not hitting the way it could. If you had a little extra hair in there to give like the shape, give it better shape and a better look. But like also if your hair, I think we get to a point where sometimes our hair won't grow past a certain point that like
Mhm.
it just stops, it just stalls. So then there's people that can actually add length. You have the option to add it. And some people just want to go big or go home. Like if you're going to get extensions, do it big. So they love it. They don't want to ever like, it's funny every time I have to take them out to like sew in new rows, they're like, oh my gosh, where's my hair? But they're just in love with it. And it's like, it becomes part of you. They don't want to like let it go ever.
Yeah.
So they're having a hard time ever picturing their life without it again. So it's nice. Like I think for most of us, it adds our confidence and it helps us just feel better and like feel more like ourselves or maybe our older selves, younger selves or whatever. Most people, it fits perfectly for them.
That's
Yeah.
a great question, Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
I remember uh, 32 years ago when I had breast cancer and my hair was growing back, right? But it was still thin. So I went down and got extensions, but it was synthetic hair. But I remember walking into the girl's shop and I said, look, this is what I went through. I don't have any confidence. I feel emotionally like this. I was just a mess because it's what you see, right? Your hair is what people see. So um, she sewed it in and she just looked at me and said, this is your hair. You remember that. So I felt better. I remember she put it in and again, it wasn't, good hair, but it did what I needed it to do.
It did the job for you.
Yeah. And I felt so
Did make
much
the
better
difference.
emotionally, when after
Yeah.
you sewed it in.
A game changer. Yeah. I had another, one of my
Oh, yeah.
customers, I think she was like in kidney failure, liver failure. She was in dialysis, a couple times a week and her hair, she had the lape, but I swear like it went down probably to her bra, but I think that she might have had 10 hairs that reached her bra. Like she was holding on to everything that stayed, but it was so thin, but she didn't want to cut. It's like, it's still not worth cutting. So she was holding on and just putting like 2 small, very thin rows of extensions, like filled her in because she had enough on top to like kind of hide and do its job on top. But yeah, it's like, it's a game changer. She's like, I feel like myself again. Like you feel just normal again when you need it. And I think we all kind of deal with that throughout the years anyways, but then you have sickness that kind of takes it out faster sometimes or for a time, and you kind of really need it. Keep your mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I love both. I love that some people I've met embrace their baldness and it's beautiful.
Yes.
And then you have others that, yeah, they genuinely have concerns about thinness, and rightly so, right? It's the first thing that people see, And I know for me, when my hair was thinning, it started happening after I had kids, and I really noticed it. And although illusionary, you look at me and it looks like there's a lot of hair, but once you put your hand on my scalp, it's pretty thin, and it's all because of the issues with my skin. And so I thought about extensions, but I'm a very natural person, and a lot of what I do in my life is just I like to be very natural. So it's not for me, but it looks amazing. I mean, I love hair, specifically long hair. So when I see it, I'm like, it just, even men, some men have the most beautiful hair, and I'm just like, how, what in the heck did you eat?
Always have the best hair.
Yeah, I was like, gosh, yeah, I really love hair. Anyways, back to you. So your brand is luxury. So can you tell the viewers, what does that mean to you? What does that mean? That word luxury is just, it's expensive, it's regal, but why would you describe it as luxury?
So my hair is 100% human hair. It's even the way that my manufacturer can process it to get the colors that it needs, very gently processed. So it's it doesn't come like too stressed out already. So it's in good condition, great condition. I think even I didn't realize, because I made my own brand kind of right away, and I don't even think I realized the quality of my hair until I started seeing people with the big name brands come to me with complaints, and like then I get to see their hair and see how much like the color shifts even faster, or like the blondes. Blondes always shift. So I mean, it is just a natural thing. They kind of start to turn brassy, coppery, yellowy, whatever. But these big brands that these people are paying big dollars for, they're like, I feel like my hair was outliving them. Like it was getting dried up and it was getting tangled within the first couple months. And my hair is like I said, it never gets that bad in the middle. Like the only thing you'll see is at the end, like you start to lose length because it started to dry, and like it'll start like, having a little bit of breakage at the bottom. That's about like months and months. I did one girl, I did her move up 1 month after her install with a big brand, because she was like, I can't keep going down to Richmond for the move up where she got it installed. So she came to me and her hair was already like tangled in the back. And this is expensive hair that, like it shouldn't be tangled right here, after month 1. So I think I even learned even more along the way that like how great quality my hair is. So it's, yeah. I guess I've kind of seen it even more. Like I knew it was great quality, but I think I've seen it even more to know that my company actually, it matters to like have a good product.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to reiterate what you said there, it's like you spend a lot of money, and even just going to the salon is very expensive just to get your hair done or cut or shampooed. So I can't even imagine what the price range would be for hair extensions. But I would say my thought would be, when you said that, is that for the listeners, don't be deterred by luxury. Luxury means that it's, from what you're saying, it's quality, and it's going to last long, and it's going to look good. And if you take care of it, right, and do all the things that you're saying to do on a weekly basis, then it's going to look beautiful. And that, I mean, that matters, right?
Definitely.
And for extensions, do you have to wrap it at night? Like, do you have to wear anything silky on your head? Like, is that part of the routine as well?
You don't have to do that. People do the bonnet, and they can totally option to do like a silk bonnet, opt to do a silk bonnet. Ideally, maybe a silk pillowcase, because the other stuff like cottony will kind of like grab it faster. The biggest part of maintenance per sleeping, it would just be at least like a braid or maybe two braids, some sort of braid. That way it's not just like all over the place while you're sleeping. Some sort of maintenance, even like a low pony at the least, like something low. But people do opt for the bonnet just for extra precautions. You can gauge it, but at least do some sort of like holding it back while you're sleeping. Like that way it's not jumbling on itself while you're sleeping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the hair extensions, is someone able to go and get their hair changed, like color changed, if they have
Mhm.
extensions? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yes. Sometimes that's with a disclaimer. Depends. Are you trying to go from black hair to blonde? Because that's a whole
Right.
scenario that I've had to live through. That is definitely complicated, but I mean, it's a possibility. But then, yeah. So I guess it depends on what you're getting done.
Okay. Fair enough.
But of course, like
So,
I have all the colors, so I can still blend to the new colors. Just a matter of how far are we going.
yeah. And I would say, like you're saying, I mean, if you're going to a solid hairstylist, then they're going to give you an honest answer. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, no disrespect, hairstylists. So how do you create an elevated experience for your clients? Like, walk us through what does that look like when you do consultation, and how do you do your own hairstylist assessment?
I'm probably one of the most lax ones. um, I mean, I do. Of course, I want to see your hair. Like, if it is, I do try to keep it real. Like, if it is kind of like super thin on top, I do try to work with it, but with the idea that like you only get so much outcome. But usually, everybody else, bring them in. I have my suite here in Stafford, so just bring them in. I kind of give them the heads up of like the maintenance, which isn't a ton, but at least like I want them to have the proper products. Like I want them to take care of their hair. You're paying for it. You might as well like take good care of it while you have it. I tell them about the maintenance. Like it's not crazy. Like the biggest bulk of money you're going to spend is day one when you buy the hair and the install. After that, you get the move ups they're pretty decent. They're pretty affordable. So like, I think a lot of people still think extensions are like crazy expensive. Depending on where you go, maybe it is, but it doesn't always have to be. And I like that my regimen isn't crazy expensive. Like anybody can afford my extension or the extension of life with me, because like I try to keep it to where I'm pacing out like the amounts of money that they're having to spend, and kind of keep it towards like a moderate amount that you're not coming out of pocket like crazy amounts.
Yeah, that's good. Mom, do you have any follow-up questions on that?
No, I was going to say Ange does my touch up, and I'm happy getting my hair touched up every couple of weeks because we're covering gray here at this point. So, but it's great. I mean, she charges what she charges based on her, but it wouldn't matter what she charged. It's fun to go see her. It's fun. We have fun, I'm so,
We're basically family at this point. She knows all my kids.
yeah, I know her kids, and,
Figured.
it's just fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there
That's a
was
question
time.
actually. Oh, go ahead, Ma. Go ahead.
No, there was a time when Anne, what was going on? You were in between.
I think so.
Places.
Between the other. Yes.
Yeah.
Before I got to
and
the
so-
suite, between the other place. Yeah.
Yeah.
She came to my
So I would
house.
go to
So
the
like
house.
kids are in and out. It's a freaking
Yeah.
storm of people all the time. So she got to know them all.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun.
And no, I was.
But anyway,
anyway,
I feel like we attract.
Yeah, go ahead, Angie.
Go ahead. I do think it's kind of funny. I do feel like I feel like most hairstylists, we probably do gravitate to the people that are most compatible with us as well, personality wise, even not just like outcome of hair. I think like when you bond with your like personality wise, then
Yeah.
we have some to like stick around for too, even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, so my grandmother is a hairstylist as well. And something that she's always reminded me is that she really leans in to the relationships that she makes with these clients. A lot of them are elderly now and they've passed away. And, you know, I don't think it's something that maybe they teach you in cosmetology, but you spend a lot of time with these people and they talk when they're in that seat. So curious, how you feel about that, how you feel about leaning into, your clients' lives and how does that feel for you as a hairstylist? Just holding
Yeah, no,
space
I
for
think it's
people.
yes, I think that's a big thing. I think it just comes naturally too, because honestly, after you spend so many hours with a human, like you're gonna open up a little bit more and get more comfort zone. It's rare that you have like a customer that you really will never just get that deep with. Like they are there, but it's very rare
Mhm.
because usually you are like you're catching up. Like, okay, so you were on vacation last time, or going on vacation last time. So how was that? Or um, and then there's all like life things that are happening too. So we're checking on each other. And honestly, like I have talking to them too. Like I've talked to Marve and I'm her therapist and she's my therapist sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends on the week. So I think we just get closer where you almost like that's how it starts to become like family where you really do like you care. You care what's going on. You care about
Yeah.
like what's in their world and how their world's going and them being okay.
Yeah. You do.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. Um, my
Heard
other
many
thought
stories.
that I forgot to ask was,
There are.
what would you say is the split of female to male clients? Like, do
Oh,
you
For me,
yeah.
have
I tell most people I don't do men's hair. So a lot of people know not to even try. However, I do have a handful of it's mostly like my friends or my customers' teenage sons that the longer hair is in style. Like even if it's like that mid length, whatever. My son has a lot of curls on top and has the taper fade. There's a lot of boys that have like the long hair on top that when they go to the barber, they just I don't know. They just all they know is short hair. So they've been kind of like traumatized. So then I'll do it because now they've been scarred and like I think they need to be with
Yeah.
a stylist. Like they can't be going to a barber for that hair. So I did a few that have already been scarred and that like I'm like the last resort to at least like it's a familiar person that they know that otherwise they're never gonna cut their hair ever again. So but I avoid it. I don't know what it would be if I didn't avoid it, but that's my norm. I try not
yeah.
to.
Yeah. Is it a personal choice, or like do you find that it's more difficult to work with men's texture of hair? Like what do you think it is for you?
Mm. No, I think it's a personal. Well, not it's personal. So learning all the business, like on the business side of things, and when I listen to speakers and all that stuff, a big thing is like when you're especially with hair, and there's a lot of different businesses that you can like have a variety of things. Um, a big goal is to niche down. Like you can't be great at all the things. So
Yeah.
like pick
Yeah.
your things to like niche down and have your specialties and stick to that. Um, like I think I told Marbe, like I would love to do color corrections and like have that be a specialty, but because I don't see it often enough, it's not my jam. Like every time I do it, it's like a whole mental cartwheels again, like trying to figure out, like calculations and
Yeah.
they're complicated for everybody, even people that do specialize. But so I try to stick to my main ones. Like of course my customers I'm comfortable with. If they are going off my norm, I'll do it for them. But I try to stick to my three specialties. Extension ends. I do blonding. Marbe is good because she does her roots, so it's pretty like I do a lot of roots too, and then I do a lot of bridal hair.
Oh,
So
that's right.
Yeah.
Bridal
that's so
hair. Yeah.
men just kind of got yeah. So men just kind of like one of those things like it's not my jam. I do it a few times when I need to, and that's about it.
So what can women expect from investing in high quality luxury hair extensions? What would you say to new clients that haven't even experienced it yet, but they're thinking about it? Like, what would you say? What are some fair expectations?
I like that, fair expectations. Fair is the biggest upfront thing. Like the biggest cost is going to be day one when you buy the hair and install it. After that, like you're maintaining like the move ups and the resews, which a resew is still like a little bit. It's definitely more than that move ups, but it's not that bad because you're not buying the hair as well. So like the biggest chunk is day one. Gonna last you over 6 months, probably closer to the year end. So maintenance wise is not bad after you've initially paid for it. You are going to have a few more steps in your regimen. You're going to have, you're probably going to want a little dry shampoo or learn the trick on how to just wash the top of your hair. So you're skipping wash day, like at least buying yourself one extra day in between because it does add to your drying time, to your styling time. So if you don't have time, you're going to want to find a way to not have to do it that day, you know, like give yourself another day. So like there's a little bit more involved with the maintenance when you do have to wash it and style it and all that. But after that, I mean, it blends well. You also, with all that, you're going to get the confidence. You're going to feel you again, or the best you. You're going to feel great. It's great in pictures. Like I know one girl went and got a photo shoot right after, like felt so great. Like it does. Wow. You feel more complete as a human, you know, like if that's what you've been wanting. Like you said, I love that like people do want to rock a bald head too. If you don't have that tie for it, that's also fine and that's also great. But if you want it, like it's a game changer. Like your mindset, you're gonna get a boost of confidence for sure.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I think maintenance wise it's pretty minimal. It's not as much as like people think. I don't think it, at least for mine, like they're not as crazy priced and they're not as much maintenance people think they are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're nearing the end of the show, and I think, closing thoughts for me would be that I have a better awareness of just the process, what it is, how much it can enhance your life, right? Like, I would probably never have even thought of it because it's something that I place in a expensive arena, and it's something that doesn't exactly fit in alignment with the nature of how I do things, right? I'm very natural. But needless to say, I love that you describe it in a way that is not judgmental or needed. It's just more of like, it's an experience, right? And especially for those that, are looking to feel better about themselves, hair is, it's an important thing, right?
Yeah.
And
it is.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I love that, and I love that you're so casual and calm about it, right? Like it's something that you're like, hey, this is what I do and I do a really good job. And if this is something for you, let's talk, let's meet, right? And I think the only other thing that I was curious about was giving you a little bit of time to talk about your brand, your hair brand, your hairline, your it's called
Hunnigold hair.
Hunnigold.
I know.
Sorry, like
you gotta say it a couple times for it to stick. Yeah, no, it's okay.
I remember the honey.
Yeah, so Hunnigold. It's honey hair. It's called. No, Hunnigold hair. It's my own. I think when I first got was doing my certification for extensions, the brand that I was getting certified with, and learning the technique with was I also started at the end of my training. I started looking at like their hairline and how much everything was, and seeing how much they wanted to charge me, and then I'm supposed to upcharge from there. And I'm like, I already know how you source your hair. Like I already know the vendor. So like I try to make it to where that's why I started my own. Like I'm starting my own so I can afford mine even better. I mean, thank God I really did luck out and get a great brand, honestly, on my first sample order. So like I'm really thankful. It's been 4 years now. They've been great. And I feel like I've learned over time even more how great it is because it's been like better than these bigger brands that we are hearing about. And I'm seeing it firsthand. Like the quality mine's definitely supersedes them. But I need to get a website so I can start selling it online. I got to get that together. But usually as of now, I only sell it when I install. So hopefully it'll be available for purchase And like for anybody, for stylists or whoever, I would love it to like it still be still a smart move for a hairstylist because they can still it will still be more affordable than if they were buying it from the brand that I got certified with. So
Yeah.
good quality, yeah, it's still like affordable for people.
Okay, that is good to know because I was going to ask, can we
Very
order it
cool.
online? But you're working on it.
Yes,
Awesome. But
yes,
Working on it.
I will
if you're
soon.
in the
Yeah.
area, go check Angie out, right? Like if you really want
Yes.
to know what this product is, absolutely. Mom, do you have any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say?
I'm going to see Angie on Monday to do my touch-up. So
That's right.
yeah,
TSA.
I mean, Angie, are you taking new clients or how do you do that? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I am. As of now, I am because now that I'm in my suite, like I have more of availability in my schedule. I know it was more limited in the last place, so now I can take more. Ideally, it would be cool to like do more extensions. I do a lot already, but like if I'm adding any new customers, it would be great to be like extension customers because I
Yeah.
do love it. And it is my specialty, so it'll be a great one to add more customers for.
Oh, and do you have a certain season or a certain time during the year where you're doing a lot of hair and then maybe a time during the year where there's kind of like a low?
Yes, wedding season. So everybody knows they better start pre-booking when wedding season kicks in, which is end of March, April, until November. So I have like the dead of winter kind of December, January, February. I have a lot more flexibility that I don't mind to come in on the weekends because I'm not giving my weekends to weddings. So in that time, you better pre-book because things start getting real tight in there. But yeah, the slow season's nice and everybody gets used to it. And then they're like, crap, you're not available because
Yeah.
forgot that they have to pre-book once weddings kick in. Well, weddings start really taking over my weekends and then everything just starts getting tighter.
Yeah.
It kicks in.
Starts getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Angie, do you have a gallery of photos on your website that viewers can see and take a look at your work, especially the wedding stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
My biggest one I probably have put most of my work on is Instagram. I have an Instagram
Okay.
page. It's Angela T Hairstylist. And that shows it's a lot of my wedding stuff, but you'll see some extension pictures, a lot of befores and afters. I've got to get better about doing my like the process pictures and doing pictures of like what it looks like truly under the hair when you get that fresh sew in. You can see like how much it blends like nicely. It's nothing. It's just a very natural blend. So I need to get better with that. But they're in there. They're on the page.
Awesome. Okay. Any other
Everything.
handles that you want to share with the viewers besides Insta? Do you use anything else? TikTok, Facebook?
Yeah, I do have a TikTok and a Facebook, but they're both. I don't have near as much work as I have on my Instagram. So I
Okay.
think they're both still as Angela T Hairstylist, or all three of them are. But
Okay.
Instagram is going to show you most of my work, a lot more of it.
Okay. Good. And then
Very cool.
we definitely would like to invite you to come back because I would love to hear about house hacking and real
Yes.
estate.
So
There's a
put
niche
a whole
for that.
other hat on.
Yeah,
I know.
it's a whole nother
yeah.
hat.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely we would love to have you on to talk about that and just, because it's another passion. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, how do you balance the two? Because that sounds very challenging.
Read.
Yeah, it has its moments for sure. But I know. But one of my customers did tell me, like, you like to thrive in chaos, don't you? Because I think I'd be bored if I had lived like a normal life with 9 to 5 and that was all I did. Like, I think I'd go crazy. So I think I need dizziness like that. I do stress myself out with some of it sometimes, but I do love it. I love house hacking. Honestly, real estate, I love it. I want to do more of it. It is stressful and it's probably not for everybody, but I love it.
Well, and the kids are older now too, so they're doing their thing, and
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like, if I needed help, like, they would be there. They could help me out too
Oh, yeah.
nowadays. Like, so it has just got easier to where I can maintain a lot better, like juggling
Yeah.
the different hats of like work stuff. Even though I still have my mom hat, but it's not that heavy of a hat anymore. So it is
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, we have to have her on when things settle down for you, because I know you got wedding season and all of that, but the house hacking, Natalie, the stuff that she's done, I'm like, yo, really, Ange? And she's like, yeah, you just do this, this, this. And I'm like, I mean, it's so cool. And that was the other place, her other property. Amazing. So, yes, we have to have her back.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I put 6 units in my single family home, so
Yeah.
definitely,
It's insane.
definitely not for everybody. But no, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Awesome.
I would love to come back.
Yay.
We would love to have you. And thank you for being on the show. We really
You know?
appreciate you taking time to just
Yes.
talk about your awesomeness and just the beauty that you put out in the world. It's special. That's a special niche. So
It
thank you
is.
for that.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you for having me. It was great chatting.
Thank you, girl. And so we will talk later. We will get with your schedule. We'll talk about your schedule when we can do this again. We will talk soon. Thank you, Ange. And we will put the information at the bottom in our notes.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
I really, truly, like,
Well-
I am not the candidate for hair extensions by any means. I would probably butcher it. It would probably look like a hot mess just because of my behavior, right? Like, it's just not for me. But telling you, I mean, it is a game changer. I love long, luscious hair. Like, it just looks so beautiful. I know.
I
I'm
know.
like
No
the
pressure.
Polynesian cultures. Like when I go to
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii, I just
Yeah.
sit, look at their
Yeah.
hair, and I'm like, it's just beautiful.
I know,
So
for
anyway.
real. If only it was just all on us naturally, that would be so wonderful.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? All I'd be doing was
But no, I did,
with my
like,
hair
I-
Rapunzel.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
really.
Be like slow, turning around whatever I could. No, but seriously, after I did my holistic thing, that's why I'm not a big salesperson with like even my I really should get better because as a hairstylist, I should like it's extra income. But I've never been that person, and I'm more of the natural person too. That I still love my Olaplex. Like I love Olaplex for especially like people that are blonding their hair. But I've never been a salesperson, so like
Yeah.
I truly full respect to like the holistic life because I think that's probably the better way we should all be doing. So
Yeah.
probably why I have a hard time being the salesperson because like I don't know. If I was selling something, it'd be like the natural stuff. I'd be selling freaking castor oil or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
let me
would be
just
me.
say, let me just say goodbye to our viewers. Viewers, thank you for watching. And we will see you soon.